Over the last 2 years, India's neighborhood has not just simmered, it has boiled over. From Dhaka to Kathmandu to Pakistan's volatile frontier, 2024 and 2025 have turned South Asia into a belt of unrest where protests erupt without warning, governments fall overnight, and anti-India rhetoric becomes political currency. Sheikh Hasina's dramatic ouster in Bangladesh shattered a once stable flank. Nepal's streets exploded with Gen Z fury that toppled a sitting prime minister. And Pakistan lurched yet again into a terror-triggered military crisis that flirted with escalation before pulling back from the edge. Add Chinese footprints deepening across borders, radical narratives bleeding into the streets, and treaties hanging by threads, and India now finds itself ringed by uncertainty. With 2025 drawing to a close, and with elections, water treaties, ceasefires, and interim regimes converging in 2026, the question is no longer whether the neighborhood is unstable, but whether India is ready for what comes next in the year 2026. Hello and welcome. You're watching Statecraft with me, Geeta Mohan. Across 2024 and 2025, India's immediate periphery has undergone regime changes, violent protests, border confrontations, and ideological radicalization, all unfolding at once. Bangladesh is navigating a post-Hasina vacuum under an interim setup hostile to India. Nepal is grappling with political collapse and revived territorial assertiveness. And Pakistan remains trapped in a familiar cycle of terrorism, retaliation, and fragile ceasefires. Each crisis is different, yet all feed the same reality. India's neighborhood-first policy is being stress-tested by instability, external interference, and domestic upheavals beyond its borders. As 2026 approaches with elections, treaty deadlines, and unresolved conflicts looming, how does India brace itself for a neighborhood that no longer pretends to be calm? Bangladesh is the epicenter of this regional churn, and its aftershocks are being felt most acutely in New Delhi. The August 2024 ouster of Sheikh Hasina did not merely remove a long-standing partner of India, it dismantled an entire framework of predictability. In her place emerged an interim government under Muhammad Yunus, overseeing a political environment that has grown openly hostile to India. Banning of the Awami League from the February 2026 elections, the rise of the anti-minority sentiments, and re-emergence of radical political outfit Jamaat-e-Islami have combined to turn Bangladesh into India's most complex strategic challenge since 1971. This is not just political instability. It is a realignment of narratives, alliances, and street power that places India squarely in the crosshairs. Thousands of incidents were reported in the immediate aftermath of August 2024, including temple vandalism, home burnings, and targeted killings. Through late 2024 and into 2025, new waves of violence emerged, with lynchings, mob attacks, and intimidation becoming recurring headlines. December 2025 saw renewed clashes after the killing of Hindu businessman Deepu Chandra Das, prompting minority protests accusing the interim government of failure and complicity. For India, this is not a distant humanitarian concern. It is a combustible mix of refugee risk, border instability, and domestic political pressure that bleeds straight across a porous frontier. The strategic stakes are compounded by geopolitics. China's expanding infrastructure footprint in Bangladesh, including sensitive projects like the Lal Monirhat airfield near the Siliguri corridor, adds a hard security dimension to the unrest. Pakistan's defense ties with Dhaka quietly growing. Trade worth $14 billion and projects like the India-Bangladesh Friendship Pipeline hang in the balance, while the renewal of the Ganga Water Treaty looms in December 2026 without formal talks underway. What was once a relationship anchored in history and cooperation is now hostage to street politics, external influence, and an interim regime struggling to assert control. Bangladesh is no longer just unstable, it is unpredictable. And unpredictability is the enemy of strategic planning.